Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Teen Talk Show with Dr. Seena Devar, founder ACE Academy. Today, we have with us a young, charming guy. His name is Tanuj. Good evening, Tanuj.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, fine, fine, Tanuj. How are you doing, Tanuj?
I'm doing good too, ma'am. Thank you.
You are doing good. Yes. So, we are very, very happy to have you on our show today, Tanuj. So, can you introduce yourself to the viewers, please, Tanuj?
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am. It's been a great pleasure being here on ACE Academy and on the Teen Talk Show as well. I'm Tanuj and I hail from Tirupur, and I'm a student at Ratnavali Subramaniam College of Arts and Science. And to say about myself, I'm quite a person who wishes to explore as many as career tracks as possible before I choose onto something, because I'm in my like last few years of my teenage. So before we step into the 20s, I thought I should explore as much as possible so that I can find the right thing which I like when I can continue throughout my life. So it's been a great journey since my 12th grade and into my college. It's been a good changeover, and it's been really nice. It's been really nice. So that's all about me.
Yes. What are you doing right now, Tanuj?
I'm pursuing my BCA, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine, fine, good. So, how was your teenage journey? With this show is especially for teenagers, and you are just stepping out of teenage.
No, no, no,
Yes,
ma'am. I said like I have a few more years only. I said I'm not stepping
yes,
out.
yes, yes. So, how was your journey been? Teenage journey, how was it?
It's been like very different than the other years, because this is where we've been, the exams, public exams consecutively at 10th and 12th. And I've been in my hostel life for the very first time. And no, that was really different because I used to be with my parents all the time till my 10th grade, and 11th and 12th and the beginning of till the beginning of my college, I was put up in a hostel. That place was really cool, but still, when it's a hostel life, we'll have to do things on our own. So
Yes,
I really think I learned a lot over there, how it is to do things on our own.
yes. Tanuj, what are the any one big mistake that you made in teenage and you repent today? Any one? Is there any experience? Not very grave ones. You don't have to expose. Any one little thing that, like you learned, any lesson that you learned in your teenage?
One big lesson to say. mm there were many things, but since
Okay.
you asked specifically for certain, one thing was like, no, I think I should have learned to cook better, because it might seem weird, but
Yeah.
like as I said, my hostel life has been a life changing journey, because I was not there entirely in the hostel. I had to leave my hostel, and I had to take a home over there in Coimbatore, and I had to stay
Okay.
there. Now,
Okay.
so I thought I wish I could had my cooking skills better so that I could have managed the period which I stayed on my own a bit better without having to crave for food.
With the food, and now though you are at home, right?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Now I'm at home, so things are completely different and fine as usual.
Yes, yes, okay. Now to come to your critical round, Tanuj, what
Yes,
are the three things that you are truly grateful for?
definitely. There are so many things to be grateful for, and to be specific, I would be very first my parents, who've been the pillars of my pillars of support, and they've been behind every decision I make, and into everything what I do. So it'll be my parents first, God obviously, and it has been His blessings or whatever His kripa that we are all fine in this difficult times as well. So it'll be parents first, God next, and definitely my teachers have been a really great part of my life, because I'm a kind of not much friend zoned guy. I am what to say, like kind of little reserved type, but I speak a lot, but I think I had a very good time with my teachers only rather than my friends.
You are an introvert, is it?
No, ma'am, I cannot classify myself like that as well. No, it is like, if I'm with the right kind of people, the people of my wavelength, I am no fine. I'm
So
completely open
we
and
can use the word
completely,
that you are very choosy about the friends you make.
definitely very, very choosy, really very
Very
choosy,
choosy.
very
And if you
choosy.
like them, like you will click on and you'll be really good. You can talk a lot. when you meet the
Definitely,
right.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. When
So,
it is
so
the
you
right
look out for the
person,
right wavelength, isn't it?
definitely, ma'am, definitely. When it
Yes.
matches, it is really good then.
You have siblings or you are the only son?
I have an younger brother, ma'am. He's doing his eighth, and yeah,
Okay, okay,
two of
okay, okay,
us.
fine, fine. So, how is it to have a younger brother than her during this pandemic? How was he? How did you build? Did you build up a strong relationship, or was it fighting? And how was it being having a sibling?
Uh, Having a sibling, actually, I feel it is always something, great thing to have, because you never feel lonely, and
Mm.
you have somebody to play all the time. Even though there is a age gap, but still we fight. Definitely we fight. That is so much essential, you see. So
Yeah.
being brothers, it is really essential to fight, and no, we're happy with that. I've been building on him from really beginning, since beginning, but now
Mhm.
since we have much more time to spend with him, so it is better games or something like that.
Yes. During this teenage, I'm sure you had a lot of clicks, Tanuj. Any kind of attraction?
No, ma'am.
What you call it? You call it infatuation. Did all these things happen with you, and how did you overcome it? How was it?
I think I must disappoint you in this case, and because I never had anything like that. Maybe not from the other end, especially from my
Okay,
end. Finding friends for me itself has been a great task and a difficult task. So after
okay,
choosing your friend circle, only then you go for that sort of
yeah.
circle. So getting my friend circle set itself took really long
So
time, and I'm
Tanuj
not
has
sure.
been a goody goody boy, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it has to be so. Definitely,
Okay.
ma'am.
Are you scared your parents will be watching you? Are you scared of
No,
that?
no, 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 no. I'm quite open with them, and they are also open-minded, so they don't mind this actually. But
Yes.
really, no. Frankly,
Really.
no.
Okay, very good. Your parents will be happy.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are.
Um,
They are.
and where do you see yourself 5 years from now, Tanuj?
5 years from now, I think I must be in a place where I'm not. Like my income should not be linear. It should be from multiple sources, and I see myself maybe as a. I've been aiming to put up a startup, a technical startup. I think maybe might be leading that after 5 years. After a few years of getting experience into institutions, once I graduate, after that maybe I think that will be the thing.
Yes, you'll be on your own, independent.
Yeah, ma'am,
Yes.
definitely. Own
So, where
venture.
are you looking to settle down? You want to settle down in India? You want to be abroad? What is your vision?
My prime thing is that I would give all my preferences and ultimately try to reside within the borders of our nation, India. But I don't think I would just, I would like to explore, but I would just try venturing out, but still try to root up in India.
Okay. This you are staying in a very what is that business oriented place, Tirupur. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am,
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
I was very surprised when you said Tirupur. Okay, and it's all meant for business and garments and exports. How come you never got attracted towards it? You did not feel like getting into that field of designing and merchandising. You did not feel like getting into it?
No, ma'am. I won't say like this sort of things attracted me much. Maybe because of the family lineage or whatever it might be. I am not sure why, but I'm not into other sort of business, because my core principles have been like we should market things only that we have been proper. So maybe like only technical things, computer oriented stuff, or maybe anything else. It might be, even if, as you say, there are lots of thinking to do over that. Maybe in the future, if there is something and the business needs it at that time, definitely we can venture out onto any other thing.
Yes. You're born and brought up in Tirupur,
Yes,
Tanuj?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Tripura is my native.
Yes, yes. So you must be knowing actually the journey of Tirupur and all those things, no? You might be seeing the economical condition, how it was 10 years before and how it is now. Have you ever tried to understand the economical situation of Tirupur?
Definitely, yeah, ma'am, because the entire growth of the place we live in depends on the businesses that are evolving in and around. Speaking of which, like these past 3 months have been very critical for Tirupur, because most of the companies which kind of produce PPE kits or even basic masks and all other sanitary clothing needs has been from this city. So it's been a growth. There was a decline though, but speaking on a long scale, like it has turned out a lot, because no, maybe I've noticed this from my 15s maybe. So since then it's been infrastructural wise and all the other business or scale wise, it's been a huge expansion, and it is getting no, it's moving up the tier.
Yeah, very good. And this pandemic, how has pandemic treated you, and what are the positive things, lessons you learned from this pandemic?
The very first lesson I learned was we must never depend on a single income. Like it might seem like, thinking a bit early of income and all, but what I feel is like if we kind of invest on those thoughts right from now, from my early college days, from my before I enter into 20s or before my finish of my teens, only then we can get into those and to actual practice. So what I think is like, what I learned was like we should never depend on one linear source.
One income,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, we must have something on leverage, and we must keep moving ahead what the circumstance out there it is, and we must be
Yes,
very adaptable to changes. We cannot
yes.
be constant and adamant and stubborn. We must be really
Yes, Tanuj,
flexible.
I truly loved your answer, Tanuj.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is what we all learned, I think, during this
Definitely.
pandemic. Not one income is not okay. I think
Mm,
we need to find resources, and multitasking also is important.
very essential,
Yes,
definitely,
very
ma'am.
essential. Your points were very valid points you shared right now, and we
Thank
have
you.
to be ready for change. You
Yes,
cannot get stubborn and stuck up as to, like, a
definitely.
technology. We all were not, as you give my example, I was not very good with technology and this web and all those things. But once the pandemic started, I thought, oh my, we don't have to learn all this. Everything will be okay. But webinar classes, this class, and all trainings, everything started, and we had to blend. We had to adapt. So
Definitely, ma'am.
you are very right, Tanuj. Beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, so many years of education you have finished, Tanuj. I think 14 years.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
14
14,
years
15,
of
15 years.
education.
Yes.
Okay. All those things that you learned during this 14 years.
Mm.
14 years of education, all those things that you learned, what do you think is really going to help you out? What out of all those things that you learned, what is going to help you out as an adult?
Frankly speaking, ma'am, I don't think any of the
No,
science
no.
and physics I learned is
Not
gonna
talking
be
about
into
subject.
use.
Okay, yes.
Okay, as you said, like I'll come to both parts of it. Maybe first of all, the bookish knowledge that we all know about very more commonly as schooling, but I don't think much of it has been into use into a practical life. No, excluding the commerce people, because their applications are daily there in our things like all the
Yeah.
income generation and everything. But still it is really the school and the teachers who are there behind me who groomed my character, because I spent most of the time at schools
Which school
or
you studied?
a national model.
National model. Okay. Coimbatore. Used to go to
Coimbatore.
Coimbatore. Okay,
Yeah, ma'am.
okay, okay.
That's why I was in hostel. I was not too far from my native. It was just an hour's journey,
Yes,
but
yes, yes.
still I stayed in the hostel. I didn't want to travel and just try that, because
Okay.
that gives a lot
Uh-huh.
of learning, you see.
Okay. So what is going to help you think? Out of, okay, fine, subjects will not help. But all 14 years you mean to say all 14 years of learning has gone a waste?
No, 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 definitely no,
Then what is
definitely
that?
no. Definitely, like specifically, if you see, it is the ultimate character and the personality, ma'am. I'm telling you
Yes.
that the outline has been brought up into these 14 years. It's not a single day's task to groom us into somebody whom we are right now. So I think all these 14 years, they were equivalently taken up by my teachers who groomed me into the person who I am, like what I am at circumstances, or like how do I behave, whatever it is, right from the basic till the top. It is all their work and their teachings, advices, whatever it might be. So it was
Yeah.
their efforts.
Yeah, Tanush, that's what, because today you are sitting and talking on a show, the way you are giving valid answers, sensible answers, the posture you sit, the way you talk, everything counts.
Definitely,
All
ma'am.
that's all
Definitely.
comes in education, and all this is like, years and years of, like, structuring you, like.
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely.
Yes, so it is all is counted. So education has truly helped you, and you can see it in you, Tanuj. The way
Definitely,
you
ma'am.
are, really are very, very proud of you. I'm sure your parents also will are very proud to have a great son like you, Tanuj.
Definitely, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Yes,
So sweet of you.
and Tanuj, now will begin a little bit to know you much more better.
Yeah,
Tanuj,
sure.
like when you already told me that you are an extrovert. And have you been any time a victim of peer pressures?
Yeah, most of the time, ma'am, like peculiarly speaking, I wish to quote a very silly example. So, to
Okay.
just to know where peer pressure will start. Okay, ma'am, I'm a person who wears full sleeve shirts only during to college or school. Maybe school we had uniforms, no other option. But
Yeah.
out there at colleges, even when you go to a simple shopping, I used to stick to full hand shirts. So when I go to my
Okay.
college out there, my friends really hate it to the core. They never want it till the wrist, the buttoned up to the wrist. They want it rolled up back to the
Yeah.
thing.
Huh.
So starting from there till the things that are there on the top notch, it is peer pressure, but we must know to handle them. But I think I've been choosing friends in such a manner that they put pressure only in the right way, where
Yeah.
pressure must exist, and only things on certain things which pressure can exist.
Yes. And during teenage, it's very important for us to choose our friends, to have the best friends.
Definitely.
Some of the teenagers, like, just to be in a particular group, they're ready
Hmm.
to do anything and everything.
Yeah, that is there, ma'am. That is true.
The
Very true.
feeling of belongingness, like, I think this is there a lot in amongst teenagers, the feeling of belongingness. I wish to belong to a particular group, or there is so called the cool gang.
True,
Yeah.
ma'am. There exists. There exists in every classroom. There
uh,
exists, one part like that.
yeah,
But I,
a cool
am
gang, huh?
definitely, ma'am. A cool, showy gang used to be there, and the other gang used to be old school. Things are
uh,
there, as usual.
okay, okay. So it's very important for teenagers to understand this is not necessary you have to belong to a cool gang. You can just have one friend, having one friend, the best friend who can really give you, as you said, pressure in the right way.
Definitely, ma'am.
Yes, you use the right sentence, pressure in the right way to do the right things.
Right things,
Yeah,
definitely.
yes. Once you cross, what age do you think, like, I'm just for my under, what age, like, you cross, you think that that no more, all these peer pressures will no more affect you? What age you need to cross around? Like 14, 15, you're very naive, you are very saying, what age?
Hmm.
Is,
Maybe I think, ma'am, until your ninth and 10th grade, your teachers will take care of it. Even if you step into those school gangs and
yeah,
stuff, teachers will be really there until your ninth grade at the least. But 11th and 12th, teachers will start like little to step away. Okay, these are, 16, 17-year-old
yes,
kids.
yes,
So we'll have
huh.
to give them space. I think that is the time we need to step on our own right from that age. Because until ninth and 10th, nobody will definitely leave you. I don't think they'll spare you. So if you're there under proper teachers' guidance, they'll take care until then. Maybe after 16 and 17, we'll have to do our own thinking and choosing of
Yeah.
the people we stay with.
16, I think that is the very crucial. 16, 17, 18. This 3,
Definitely,
4
ma'am.
till 19, if you cross, I think most of the that havoc part is over.
Definitely, ma'am.
Like,
Mostly,
if
I
you
feel so.
stabilize this 4 years, I think then lifelong you will remain very strong, isn't it?
I hope the same, ma'am, because as you said, I'm also under one of those years. I think it'll be
Yes.
over soon, but it's not like I want it to be over soon. But
Yeah.
I just wish that the stable period, as you said, comes
Mm.
soon.
Yeah, we say that teenagers should enjoy. We all, even as adults, that I always feel that teenagers should enjoy themselves. This is the time for them to enjoy. This teenage is not going to come back again into your lives, but we need to know what is that positive enjoyment. Teenagers should know in what way, healthy way they can enjoy them. Like, enjoy. Like, so what do you think is the healthy way of entertaining yourselves?
Healthy way, if you see, like always my parents and teachers have taught me this, like enjoy or do whatever things you want, but it must never hurt yourself or others around you. So if it doesn't
Yes.
hurt anybody around me, and if it doesn't hurt myself too, so then it's fine. Completely it is fine, whatever it might be, binging over web series, or right from that to partying out, anything is fine until it hurts me or the people around me. Until nobody's
Yeah.
hurt, it's fine, I think.
Yeah, very, very true. And during this age also, like, we have the tendency to impress others.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. My
Very
God,
true.
we do whatever we do, it is to impress others.
Yeah, true,
So what are the
ma'am.
things that you do? First, what you do and what others do. Come on, you just let us have some great time talking about all these things. So what
Definitely.
all youngsters do to impress others?
Generally speaking, about what everybody does first, their clothing sense. I don't know. It might seem nonsense from the outside, but still they feel that is cool, and they do certain changes to their dressing style, and no, the way they no, conduct themselves, the way they speak. That is what they try to change. But initially, you can see it under their clothing. Clothing style will change, showing these changes. But I think. Like most of them don't do that nowadays. It has changed, but still that is what you can see the changes starting within.
And using the swag language, the swag words and all those things, cool words.
I don't think those
Is
are
it?
a trend anymore, ma'am. Those are old things.
No
I
trend.
feel
Okay, the
so.
trend is gone.
Trend has gone away. So
We need to know from you.
I think that was an outdated thing because I don't know, but nobody. I've not seen anybody so far. Be it friends at National Model or here in my college, I have not seen anybody like that with that swag words, with
So
that
your
no
college,
sort of.
where are you doing your college?
Ratnavil Subramaniam College, ma'am, commonly known RVS
Okay, okay, fine,
Solur.
fine.
Yes,
Yeah. So is it happen? You think South it's less? Have you seen like Bangalore or any other crowd like that? You have met teenagers of metro teenagers. Have you come across? And
definitely,
how are
definitely.
they different from our side, Coimbatore side?
North Indians, they're completely different, as we know.
Yeah.
By their basic character itself, they're quite peculiar, I feel. But most of them, the sensible part of metro cities like Bangalore, be it Chennai, or wherever, I don't think it is much of a no trend nowadays. They are fine. They are normal. The places where they are sensible, it is really normal, and no, people are not using up any swag words or any no cool, trying to do any cool stuff and all.
But I see a lot of this hairstyles.
Ah, that is
Yes, oh
there,
my
ma'am.
God, so many different kind. Even girls don't have that many hairstyles, as many that boys have. So many hairstyles, huh?
Definitely, ma'am,
Have
definitely.
you
The
tried
one,
all this?
definitely no, definitely no. Mine is curly hair and it is really difficult to maintain. So I just stick to this particular very basic thing, very old school thing. No, people have been, no, even the, the people at my no, place tell me like to change up, but I don't know. I have never concentrated on my hairstyle much. Okay, it is on the top. Let it stay there. That's it.
Okay, fine. And now here, when they say friends, like none benda, friends are for friends always. Like can you give me one example where you have done helped out a best friend, and you have gone out of your way to do something for others
Okay,
as a
I've
friend?
gone out of my way to help others. Interestingly, if you see, like in my school days, I think most of them, have has happened because I was the SPL there, so you are entitled to some special
Hmm.
powers always. So
Yeah.
if you're saying something on behalf of somebody, definitely it is taken into account. So during my 11th grade, I think I have pulled out friends from their mischiefs. I think that were due in some action by the management. I think he might have quoted something else to just pull them out. Maybe they really stand for a chance. They might not deserve punishment, so I might have pulled them out.
Okay, you try to help them out wherever
Definitely,
possible.
ma'am.
So you were
Definitely.
always a bright student, or how is that? How were you at studies?
At studies till my 10th grade, I was really good. And after my 11th, no, 12th, I was like, okay, not bad, but not above average. But it was fine. It was all fine because I started exploring so many things beyond the book. I think it changed that. Like just having a 95 and above percentage or a score on your paper will never help. That's what I
Yes,
understood.
yes. So when you said beyond books, so what do you do to gain your knowledge beyond books? How do you go beyond books?
Basic skills that are necessary for life, ma'am. As you said, first thing I understood was like I must learn to cook. So that
Hmm.
will be the first essential thing because I might
Hmm.
go out of my hometown for any purpose. So that might be the first thing I would like to learn. And as I said earlier, like we cannot focus on one source of income. So one income will definitely be based on our education. So what we're
Yeah.
doing. So for example, if I'm in the computer science track, I'll do something in this only, maybe it's software development or whatever. So but I think like I explore the share markets, I'm exploring them right now, so that that can be my leveraged income. And I'm also trying to like maintain fitness, or trying to just begin upon that.
Okay.
And what to say, many other things like basic life things, like how do you, maintain a house, how do you maintain your
Hmm.
monthly expenditure, how do you, calculate
Oh,
your savings for the future,
my, you
like
are all you are into all that, Tanuj?
trying, ma'am, trying
My
basically. I
God.
slightly started and trying, because this is the
That's
verge,
really so nice, yeah. Trying to be skilled.
around.
You have understood what life is all about. What a
Definitely, ma'am.
balanced life. I think I, instead of saying just life, I should use the word what balanced life is all about. How come this maturity at this age?
Maybe that's because of my parents, and again teachers only, ma'am. Because I've been the SPL of AV Pittance during my ninth grade. Again, I was in the same post in my 11th grade. I was there again in the eighth grade also.
Oh,
So
that leadership
continuous
quality that you
leadership,
received in
yeah, ma'am.
schools. Yeah, okay.
Definitely, because when you are the SPL of a school of around 1,300 to 400 students,
Yeah.
it must be that you can never be pointed out at any circumstance. Like, see, you're, because straightly they'll go at this. You'll be just stepping out of the line a little bit. They'll just say, like, you're the SPL and you're doing this. Okay, so that gives us a real pressure to stay completely. You'll have to stay within the frame, and you'll have to you can never be expressive also. You cannot show everything on your face also. There are
Yeah.
certain situations where you'll have to stand in the front and handle certain things, so we cannot be expressive also. So that, being under that pressure for a quite extensive period of time, I think maybe molded me like this.
See, that's what they say in school. If you give children opportunities to be leaders, to take up responsibilities, to hone their leadership skills, I'm sure children will do wonders in life. They'll
Definitely, ma'am, that
understand,
is really true,
isn't it?
that is really true.
Yeah, that has helped you to a greater extent. So now here,
Definitely.
Tanuj, when I say family, friends, who comes first?
Family, friends.
Family comes first or friends comes first for teenagers?
For teenagers, generally, I think it's definitely friends all the time. But they have been not really in my support. I feel so. I'm not like, this is not a general thing, but
Hmm.
even as I mentioned before, like I'm, as you said, like I'm into all these things in the early age. But it's not like I'm mastering it. I'm just not trying to step into this so that I can do it perfectly at a later point in my life. But as you asked, family or friends, generally teenagers would choose friends. But speaking of my case, I'll choose family, because only that has
Yes.
been grounding for me. Rather than the family directly, the extended family. The
Yeah.
extended family would do.
Yes, because I've seen most of the teenagers that they depend most on friends. Friends are everything to them, be it sharing with them and secrets. Most of the time, they love to spend with friends. And
Definitely,
why
ma'am,
is that they're
definitely.
not most? Have you come across friends who are not able to connect with their parents?
Yes, yes, I have seen so many people like that, because that is maybe like the situation they are brought up in. Maybe their parents might have been orthodox, or they might have been very strict, that they might take things seriously rather than helping it much. So that fear might have caused them, leading to not getting connected much with their parents. But I've seen few people, ma'am. Not much. I
Yes,
think the
yes,
majority shares it with the parents only. It
parents,
might
yeah.
look on the outside like they are with their friends and sharing it there, but really it is the family that comes to support. Maybe the happy times, small issues, that things can be sorted out with friends. But when it
Yeah,
comes to serious things, it is always in the family, and I say
family.
extended family, definitely.
Yes. Do you have a mentor, Tanuj? Just any one mentor in case that parents are not there to talk to or friend. Besides your parents, you have a mentor?
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely, I have. It's not only one. I feel that instead of having one, you must again, as I said about income, you cannot depend on one. I pick up.
You are stuck up to those things.
No, ma'am, I'm not stuck to those, but I'm telling you,
Yeah,
like that similar way. It is not
yeah,
only one. I have like few people. So that one of them is my teacher, one of them is my aunt, one of them is my doctor. So
yeah.
I have classified them. like these sort of issues I'll go to them, these sort of issues I'll go to
Oh,
these people.
uh,
So like that, so that they will also not feel burden, no, this guy calls all the time with some sort of issue. So they don't feel that way, and no, we have it, no, the best
yeah.
guidance also.
Yeah, the reason why I said asked you this question is that I feel that all teenagers should have mentors.
Definitely, ma'am. Really, really,
Not
we need
just
them.
not just family, not just friends. You should have mentors. Like you said, for one issue, I call up someone. For something, I call up someone. Only then, the teenagers will be comfortable. And any kind of issues, we hear teenagers getting into depression.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, teenagers getting into depression, teenagers feeling low, teenagers feeling lonely, excited, and all this anxiety issues. So it surprises me as to what these teenagers have no one to talk to. Like,
Mm.
you're always among friends, so many friends around, but not even one person to talk to.
I understand, ma'am, but I think even I have faced that at times. At times, we'll feel like even if there are 1,000 people around us, there we'll feel like no, none of them are there particularly exclusively for us. So that is
Yeah,
what the right word, exclusively for us. There is
yeah,
not even a single person. That sort of feeling, I think it is common. I don't know if it's because
yes,
of the
yes,
age or something, but inevitably it comes across every teenager. I think that
yes.
sense of not
Yeah.
belonging to the place we are.
Now, all teenagers, I feel, should have like, some mentors and friends and family, and connectivity. Talk out, whatever it can be. Sometimes it can be silly things, but you need to talk out. Like,
Definitely,
that
ma'am.
will help teenagers a lot. And so many in Tamil Nadu itself, I think last week after the NEET exams, so many committed suicide.
True, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm
And
going on
since
highlighting this point. Why like so many teenagers are going that way? Like, the percentage is increasing, but like, teenagers coming suicide. So we need to discuss all this, and we need to talk to friends. Even as teenager, Tanuj, you are such a sensible guy. When you see your friends around, like, either they are depressed, they are low, or they are depressed, or you feel that something is wrong with this person. So I think you all teenagers, guys, sensible guys, like, you should approach them, should talk to them, and you should be able to guide, because we'll not be able to understand. Teachers are handling 40-50 students at a time, but you are always with your friends, like, you will be able to identify. So friends like you should, like, reach out to these children.
definitely, ma'am. Actually, one more thing, as I feel like instead of we reaching them, I don't think that'll always work. No,
Yeah,
because they must be able to, ready to get that help that we are ready to provide. As you said, like it's not like I'm very sensible and no ready to give support to others, but trying to be. Just no, that is
yeah,
what the frame
trying
I
to
am
be,
trying
at
to
least,
fit
at least
around.
a guidance. If not me,
Mhm.
I have someone you can talk to, like, so just a
Definitely, ma'am.
smile. Sometimes it's not necessary that we have to give them lectures and advice. Sometimes a smile also counts. A
Definitely, ma'am.
smile
Definitely.
counts, a chat counts, just saying one sentence, like, like, even if your one sentence, your smile, your handshake, all this matters a lot.
Definitely,
So
ma'am.
very important for you all to be very approachable towards your friends, like,
Definitely, ma'am. That is what I really meant. Because
yes,
being
that's
approachable, only then any of those things would matter, be it a lecture or
yes,
just a
right.
smile. It will matter only if they are approachable and willing to take help.
Yes, right. Now here, if I ask you, you are a reflection of your mom or your dad?
Mom, mom,
Okay, what
100%.
what is that reflection all about? What is it all about? How do you resemble your
Uh,
mom more?
be it on the physically looking like her or having her facial features is one thing, and the other thing, the personality is also more of the thing, like same thing. Like if you even push away something from my table around, like the water bottle or be it the pen holder or whatever it might, if you misplace them, I'll be the first one to be really angry about. So my mother has the very same character, and I think I've also got it from her. Like we like to be perfect but unable to be perfect, and trying and misbalance, trying, and it goes like that. So I think I got that from her. So
Yeah. What values you imbibe from your dad?
From my dad, I think it is all like being. I think he was the one who brought me up with my stage presence, or like the speaking ability. Because as I told you, being the lead at schools, we are asked to take up right from the assemblies to annual days. We are
Yeah.
asked to host them up. So being present on the stage and having that in a proper sense, be presenting yourself in a proper contact is really important. I think I got that from my dad, because he used to insist on much on that.
Okay, good. So you have lovely parents, supportive parents, and a brother, lovely family. Who is the
Definitely,
most
ma'am.
messy person amongst you four?
Messy person. I don't think any particular individual is like that. Like, we are
Mm.
messy in turns. You see, if I'm messy,
And you mean keeping misplacing things, keeping it here, keeping it there? Yes, I mean to
That is
say
what,
that.
ma'am. Every one of us do it at every point of time. Like,
Every
it's not
point of
like like if I do it in the month of Jan, somebody else will do it in the
somebody else
February
will do.
month. So it is like in turns. It's not constant, but it takes
It
turns.
keeps
Definitely,
happening. So
definitely,
lovely family. You are blessed with a very good family, Tanuj. Where are
definitely,
your
ma'am.
grandparents, Tanuj?
Actually, they are with me only, ma'am. My grandfather is with me,
Ah,
and granny is also nearby. My like maternal
okay, okay.
grandfather is with me, and paternal granny is nearby.
Yeah. How do
So
you connect with them, Tanuj?
it is mostly, I say that it is based on their advice that I act upon something before, whatever it might be. They understand that they don't understand it before taking out on any venture or anything that I do. I definitely take their advice because they are staying with us, staying with me. So I really get a lot of play time, and a lot of quality time to share their experiences. Because even though
Yeah.
it's not like they don't understand technology and all, but still the things are the same. The outline and the out core factors are the same. So I get a lot of advice from them, and stay connected and play with them. Most of the time they're my playmates.
Yes, yes, good, good. So, this thing, it's such a blessing to have, grandparents at home.
Definitely, ma'am.
No, they are
Definitely,
like the angels. Even we have old people. I have my in-laws, my mother-in-law and father-in-law. They are all like angels praying for us
definitely
all the time,
true,
yeah,
ma'am. That
eagerly
is
waiting for us to come back home. Huh?
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely, ma'am.
that's a real blessing to have old people with us. And now
Definitely.
a very important question for you. Now, if you were chosen as the Prime Minister of India for a day,
Okay, 1 day PM.
1 day PM, so what will
1 day
you do?
PM. 1 day PM. What will I do? I think no, maybe as I think it will sound really cliche, because everybody might have spoken about the same thing, and it might be not feasible and possible also. But still, quoting them, like, first would be the educational system and the work culture that we all belong to. Like, I think we must not have any particular shift times or some certain things like that. You're supposed to work from 12 to 9. It must not be like that. So I feel like the work culture must be like, because I am gonna go into that after this. You see, after maybe like a few 3 or 4 years, maybe. So I want it tuned right from now, so that I can settle in well. So it must be like task demanding. So they'll have to be task oriented. This task is given this much time, and you'll have to complete it. I work at 12 or work at morning 9. It must be
Yes,
decided by the
yes,
employee,
yes.
and
The
that is
task
one
should be
thing.
completed. That's all.
That
That's
is it.
yeah,
That is it. They must stay off the grid
yeah.
beyond that. Continuously monitoring them, staying logged in throughout the day. It's all kind of
Yeah.
boring thing.
I wish you become, yeah, not for 1 day, but I wish you become like, at least for 5 years.
Definitely. Maybe.
Okay. So thank you so much, Tanuj. And Tanuj, what is your advice? No, I won't say advice, your message to the teenagers, your friends, a message to your
Uh,
friends.
Definitely, ma'am. The message might be like not that good enough to send out any messages or advice, but still giving out what I learned the most valuable thing. Like, be with your family, have somebody, at least it must be. It's not like depending on the number. At least one good friend is also family, or almost family. Maybe when they are really good, they become extended family. So have at least one or two people in your life, so that we can root on to somebody for our issues. And I think we must know that is really essential, I feel, because as human beings we require somebody to root on. So
Yeah.
if that is there, I think if they find someone, it might be their parents or friend or whatever it might be, so I think they can cross their teenage really easily. I think no other
Yes.
advice is required. The other person on that end will take care of everything else.
Yes. Yeah, excellent. Tanuj, and to adults like us.
I would say, like, please take teenagers' peculiar small issues, to the, like, the way they are feeling it. Like, after becoming adults, even if I see my past, like, issues which taunted me at eighth grade are no more a thing. They are not even a matter to me. They are very really simple, and I laugh at them. But
Yes, yes, it
at that
happens.
point, at time, it would have been a really, huge thing. So I feel that adults must really know to, scroll back their time and feel how they felt at that point of time and react accordingly. That is what
Yes,
I would like
yes.
to ask adults to do.
Yeah, no, that's a nice point. That's a nice, valid point, actually. There are certain things like, experience. We too have experienced all these things that you have done it, but now we tend to forget it. Yes.
Yes, ma'am, that is
Yeah,
true.
that's a valid point that you said. Go back and scroll back and check how you feel. Get
Mm.
into their shoes and try to understand them.
Definitely, ma'am.
Yes.
Because in the particular, once they become adults, they'll give us advice from their particular age. Like, that might not suit us, or they might, like, tell us, like, it is a really simple thing, don't bother. But we'll be unable to do so. So that is what I think.
Yes. So Tanuj, it was wonderful to have you on our show, Tanuj. I
Definitely,
hope
ma'am. It's
I
been a
hope you enjoyed the conversation with us.
Definitely, ma'am. I think it was like no more of a recap of myself. I think so. I felt really comfortable and
Right.
really
Yes. So
fun.
like it helps you to understand yourself better.
Yes,
Like
ma'am. Definitely.
you'll analyze yourself and you'll feel proud also. Maybe you'll feel proud little bit today. Yes. Like
Oh, maybe
yeah.
we have done something at least today.
Yes, yes,
Definitely.
yes, right. So thank you so much, Tanuj. And viewers, thank you very much for being with us. Stay safe, stay positive, and stay happy. Thank you so much, Tanuj, and thank you, viewers.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having
Thank
me
you.
here. Thank you.